Hey guys, it's the Riverbug here, and today we're going out doing some pan fishing. I'm going out with my dad. We're going to go out and see if we can find these big bluegill. We're going to bring a few of them home, and I plan on doing a little bit of bass fishing towards the end of the day before we head out. So we're going to see what happens. Hopefully it ends up being a good day. I don't know, it's fishing. Could be good, could be bad, never know. It's all random. Every day's different. With the weather changing constantly, we got a lot of fronts moving in, got storms coming in right now, so every day is different. But here in this little recap we're doing, I'm going to tell you guys the gear I was using, the gear my dad was using, the line, everything we did, how we was fishing, what we was fishing, and why we was picking that. So we'll start the day off. We headed out towards Main Lake, and because right now the big male bluegill are up there, they have made beds and now they're just kind of sitting, so they're not real aggressive like they was a couple weeks ago. My first couple of videos pan fishing, they would bite as soon as it hit the water. So I do want to say we both was using jigs from my good friend over at Do A KOUNTRY JIG, the same little jigs I've been using to catch all these panfish. But this time in particular, we was tipping them with either night crawler or a wax worm. I'm sorry about the noise. Every time I go to record something stupid's in the background. I can't understand it. But anyways, sorry about that. But so we was tipping our jigs with night crawlers, little red worms, about 3-inch red worm, maybe not even, maybe about 2-inch red worm, and a wax worm. And they of course couldn't resist that, and so but I was using Do A KOUNTRY jigs again. And for rod, I was using my 6'6" ACC Crappie stick. My dad was using 10-foot ACC Crappie stick. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, we had located some fish and it was just a ball. Because what you do when you find them big bluegill, you can usually catch them for a good while before they start to smarten up a little bit. So what we did was we went out Main Lake, hit the first point from the Main Lake. So we come down the channel, there's a little point there, and that's where we did our fishing at, literally right there, and just annihilated them. There was a tree coming out, and then them fish was staging up. There was some like rocks, like a little rock bed type structure about 5 feet off this tree, so we couldn't even get bit on the tree, but they was all over them rocks. And so you cast in there, there went your cord, doop, cast in there, they went your cord. And guys, these fish was maybe not even a foot deep. We actually went up in there before we left to really see how deep we was fishing. And guys, the water, I'm telling you, was only that deep. You could actually see these big bluegill swimming, so it was really cool. But it was pretty funny watching my dad. He's using like 2-pound line on his 10-foot rod for bluegill fishing, so he had his drag just a scream, and he's catching these big bluegill. And to make it worse, we're fishing in weeds, like stupid thick weeds. So you'd normally catch a fish and then reel in a clump of weeds with it. So it just was hilarious. But man, I'm telling you guys what, if you guys want to have a good day, just have fun, go out and target these big bluegill. Right now here in Ohio where I'm at, it doesn't get any funner than this. I'm telling you, you just catch one after another after another. The crappie are moving into post spawn, so they're moving into shallow wood and docks and things, and they're getting a little bit tougher to catch. Not too hard, but tougher, because they're going into post spawn. But these bluegill are moved in to take the place of the crappie that was up shallow on the bank. So now the bluegill's up on the bank and we're catching them. And here in Ohio, you catching 6, 7, 8, 9-inch bluegill. That is a monstrous bluegill for where I'm living. Average size is literally about 4 inches. But right now, all them big males are up on the bank. and it's just a blast. They're up there making beds, or they've already made beds, because the females should be going in there. Going into about the first week of June, the bluegill will be in a full spawn. They'll be laying eggs. And right now they're getting a little bit harder to catch, because the males are pretty much are done with their part. So the males had made the beds, and now they're moved a little bit. They're on hard structure. They're not on them flats no more. So they've moved into rocky structure and stuff. So that's why we're tipping with waxworms and things, because they're not as aggressive as they was before. But it's still just a blast. I'm telling you guys right now, if you want to have a good day, go out with some waxworms, some night crawlers. Get with Billy Bates. Get you some of them little 1/64 ounce DO A KOUNTRY jigs. I'll have pictures of everything on the screen. Get you a few of them. Look them up on Facebook. I'm telling you, it's the best brim jig you'll ever use. And I'm proud to be working with Billy Bates. And it's just a phenomenal jigs that he's making over there. And I couldn't be more grateful to even be able to work with him. But I'm excited about that. But then we had caught 20, we put 20 bluegill in the live well, caught a few extra just for the fun of it, and we moved on. I said, you know, we got what we wanted, a little bit of bluegill to take home for a little fish fry, and now I'm gonna do some bass fishing. So I wasn't doing nothing complicating. This is where this is a twist right here, because you ain't gonna believe this. It was a twist, plot twist here, guys. This was awesome. And so I'm throwing out my chatterbait. It's like a bluegill collar gold blade chatterbait, and that's been my favorite chatterbait on this particular body of water. And I ain't even gonna share exactly where I was fishing the lake, just because I think I got something figured out with that. But so I was throwing this chatterbait out. My dad's laughing at me because I'm catching a bunch of weeds. This lake is annihilated in weeds, so it get me a little bass, maybe 12 inches, maybe that's generous. It might even been 10. But here's the thing, I seen a big swirl up by some lily pads. So we moved down a little bit and I threw up in there. I'm cranking, and you'll see this on the video, and you won't see it all because I thought my camera was turned off, so I thought I was turning it on. I turned it off, so the video's gonna cut in between, sadly, right here. It sucks, but I threw out there, get this chatterbait almost all the way at the boat, fill this little peck, set the hook, gets me a saw guy, 21 inches of a saw guy. That's monstrous here where I live. I know fish get bigger in the south and you're going in towards warmer weather and things.
Oh, saw guy, get the net.
For this body of water I'm fishing, where the average one is 16, 17 inches. I caught one that was 21 inches, and I was real excited about that. I fried that dude. I took him home, fried him up the same day. That's the best fish I've ever ate in my life. I'm just telling you guys that right now. If you guys want to eat something real good, go out, catch you some walleye or saw guy or something. I'm telling you right now, it's the best fish you'll ever eat in your life. And then next to bluegill, bluegill's phenomenal. That's why I'm constantly out bluegill fishing. Bluegill's real good to eat. But I do want to say that something real quick, and then I'm going to leave this video out. When you guys go out fishing, we all have the right as anglers to keep whatever we want to keep. If you want to keep everything you catch and it's up to size and all that, we have the right to do that. But I do want to say this, and I'm going to leave the video out. Just be careful with your harvest and practice selective harvesting. You know, we as anglers gotta keep the fisheries good for our kids the generations coming, and if we take everything out of the lake that we catch, we'll ruin a fishery real quick. So usually, like me, when I go out, I'll bring home 20 bluegill, 30 bluegill, but then I won't go out bluegill fishing for another few weeks. And if I do, I won't even bring them home sometimes. Most of the time, I don't even bring fish home. The few videos here, I brought fish home, but I rarely ever bring anything home. Once it gets towards summer, all the way up through the fall, I won't even bring nothing else home. I usually only keep fish in the spring. I think fish is better in the spring. I think in the summertime, the water gets hot and that fish, the texture ain't the same. But that's just me. But I just wanted to leave the video off with that. Practice selective harvesting, because we have anglers, you know, gotta keep the fishing good for our future generations and things. But that said, we have the right to do whatever we want. You pay for your license. I'm not gonna argue or tell you you can't do something. We all have freedom to do whatever. So I just know, I think it's best to practice selective harvesting when fishing. But that said, like I always say, guys, if the water's wet, it's a good time to go fishing. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. It brings me motivation to make more videos for you guys out there fishing. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time here